What is going on, all you wonderful A-plusers out there? It is I, Stuart, back again. This time we're going to be breaking down the Legends of Tomorrow panel. Again, not too much information was given about what we can expect coming in the next season, which I believe will be Season 6. However, there were a few hints of what we could get, much like with Stargirl, and I'm definitely going to be breaking all this stuff down. But before I even do that, I do kind of want to talk about the panel itself. Yeah, with the Stargirl panel, it was kind of the same thing. Like, it is really cool to see that these cast members clearly get along, clearly enjoy working with each other, and so when they have that interaction with each other online, it's kind of like fun for us as an audience, getting to see what they really are like, essentially, like in real life, like outside of their TV shows that they'll be filming, or even to an extent outside of the press, because while yes, we do see them in interviews, it's very clear that most of the time during these interviews they're like, saying what they're already told to say about the show. They're not really saying anything from the heart. So it is always cool with these panels to really get them interacting as themselves, not really like, I'm sure they still have like guidelines of what they are and are not allowed to say, don't get me wrong, but they definitely feel a lot more human in these panels than they do when you're, like, let's say, seeing an interview where clearly the point of the interview is to promote the product. If that all makes sense. I don't even know if I'm making sense there, but it makes sense to me. So I'm just going to continue on to talk about this panel when it came to the Legends of Tomorrow, because one thing that is always so much fun about Legends of Tomorrow, it definitely has to go to the cast and how much fun you can definitely tell they're having with the show. Now, yeah, it may sound contradicting for me to say that, because that also kind of became my issue when it came to Legends of Tomorrow Season 4. I feel like that season was when they kind of had a little too much fun and they didn't really care when it came to actually telling a good story, but I feel like they had the balance down perfectly when it came to Legends of Tomorrow Season 5, with the exception of the season finale, that is. But for the most part, most of Season 5, while it was a lot of fun, you could tell the cast was having a great time doing it, you could tell that the writers really wanted to tell a good story as well, so it made the whole thing just so much more enjoyable, and you definitely get that vibe from them when you see them all together, all of them interacting with each other, and then you even get some of the newer cast members talking about how going on to the show they were super nervous. They didn't know what it was going to be like working with this really big cast, essentially. But, once they actually started to, get used to their roles, get used to working with the rest of the cast, they really got into it, and it just became like less of a job and more of just them all having a lot of fun. And you definitely get that vibe from watching this panel overall. So it was definitely a really fun panel, which is why I definitely recommend you guys check it out, even after I give you, like, the details of what they said we could be expecting in Season 2, or sorry, not Season 2, Season 6. Yeah, they're way past Season 2. But anyways, let's get into the hints that we got. Hint number 1 is that they told us we could be expecting a new character to join the team. Normally I'd be kind of against this, because I feel like currently that might be Legends of Tomorrow's like biggest issue, is that there are already like way too many characters on the show. However, in this particular case, we do know that one of the Legends is currently gone missing at the end of the previous season. Like, Sarah Lance was of course abducted by aliens, so they need someone else to kind of fill that gap. Plus, it also means they don't really have a full-on leader to lead the team. Sure, they got Ava, who's also been in charge before, but we've seen before that she's not quite up to Sarah's level yet, although this season may challenge her to get there. But we know that this new upcoming character is going to be very different from most of the Legends that we have on the show, because most of the Legends, as they get used to their roles, they end up becoming like kind of a more goofy cast and crew, and they tend to, while they do take their job seriously, they also do tend to have a lot of fun with it. This new character is supposed to be back to the kind of the more no-nonsense type of character, like supposedly had a very tragic backstory, and so, it'll be kind of cool seeing him, interacting with his crew, and then maybe having to learn to either lighten up, or having the team to learn from them that, sometimes we do have to take things a little more seriously than we do right now. Million different possibilities. Either way, more characters with different personalities is always good. I'm all for more characters when it comes to TV shows, as long as it's not overwhelmingly big, and as long as like there's a good dynamic that they add to the whole thing. Number 2, what we found out from this panel, Sarah Lance will not necessarily be reuniting with the team from episode 1. However, that doesn't mean we won't get any Sarah Lance in the show, period. We do know that she's going to have her own story going on that's going to connect to the aliens that abducted her, and supposedly that's where a good chunk of the next season will focus on. So essentially she may not be with the rest of the team, but she will still be in the show having her own storyline, which of course, you know, I'm all about Sarah Lance, man. The more Sarah Lance we get, the more I'm happy. I mean, the show could literally just be the Sarah Lance show and I will still watch it. She is totally like one of my all-time favorite characters when it comes to the DC universe, or specifically when it comes to the Arrowverse, I should say. Hint number 3, and this one was something I didn't know I wanted until they kind of brought it up during the panel, and that is that we'll probably be getting some flashbacks when it comes to Bayrod's childhood. Now, he was a character that was only just recently introduced into the show after they completely effed up the timeline in season 4, causing a whole new childhood for Zari, one where she didn't lose her brother, and her brother became the member of Legends of Tomorrow and not Zari. So essentially both the characters will still be on the Wave Rider, although it'll be Zari 2.0 instead of, you know, the original Zari, who's currently like stuck in the totem essentially. But we will have both her and Bayrod back, but we will be getting more flashbacks into their childhood. Now, if you guys remember correctly, Zari 2.0, when she joins the Legends of Tomorrow, she doesn't quite fit in as well as like the original Zari did. Essentially, she does kind of, you know, feel left out for a short amount of time. She feels like her brother kind of takes the spotlight away from her, and especially when she meets the original Zari and she's like kind of surprised by how cool this Zari is, right? But here we're gonna get like flashbacks where it'll be like the childhood and things will be a little bit different. It'll be more of Bayrod being the one who kind of feels left out, because if you guys remember, she became a huge social media influence because she found like a baby dragon as a kid. So I feel like that's the direction that we're definitely going to be going in with her character if we get more flashbacks of her as a kid, is that, you know, she's going to be the popular kid in school, whereas Bayrod might be the kid that, you know, people just forget about, and it might be what causes you know, the whole path of her, you know, going to fame, becoming the favorite child, whereas Bayrod kind of gets left out. And, you know, we might even get like something I would personally like to see is the flashback of how he became a member of the Legends of Tomorrow, because we still don't quite know. We know that things played out completely differently, so therefore there's no way he became a member the exact same way that Zari became a member. So I'd be very interested to see how this all ended up connecting overall. So I hope that's the direction they end up taking with it. But yeah, overall guys, this was a really fun panel to watch, especially listening to the cast all interacting with each other. It definitely seems like a show where they all have so much fun working on it together. I really look forward to seeing season 6 of Legends of Tomorrow, but those are just my A+ opinions at the end of the day. We here at A+ Opinions always want to know what you guys think. So if you guys enjoyed the panel, definitely let us know in the comment below. Also, let us know if you didn't enjoy the panel. Also, let us know what you might be expecting when it comes to season 6, or what you would like to see in season 6. But definitely hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. But above all, guys, just remember, keep it A+.